What's your organization's employee listening strategy? What's an employee listening strategy to begin with? So, an employee listening strategy is not just about our annual work satisfaction survey. It's really about how we integrate as leaders, as learning leaders, as people strategy leaders, collecting feedback on a regular basis. And how do we action our response to that feedback? One of the worst things organizations get caught up in is collecting data, but then not doing anything about it. So what starts to happen is less people will respond to those surveys and give that feedback because they already have an understanding of they're not going to do anything with this information. So when we have an effective employee listening strategy, there's multiple touch points, right? Not just an annual all team, all organization survey, right? But there might be individual department and function surveys that are used for specific functions that might have individual needs. And there is accountability around actioning around those results. And there is an actual system that feeds back, a communication strategy that feeds back the sort of you spoke and we listened. Here's what we heard from you, right? Now, it doesn't mean that organizations have to be able to respond and create action around every single suggestion. That's not realistic. But it is important to let employees know, hey, we heard you. This is what we see possible. This is the most common theme we saw in some of the feedback, right? And so this is the thing we're going to attack first. So you're kind of letting people know, maybe over 50% of employees said X was an issue. And so we're going to go to work at actioning that first. Now, we realize there are some issues behind that one, and then here's our plan or when we might start actioning those as well. So the transparent communication strategy is key. If you have a bunch of survey results that are just sitting somewhere in a platform and people are not the appropriate people who have the ability and influence to take action or not looking at them, then employees will not feel heard. It's so important to realize that where we are now in workforce development is that people are no longer willing to just trade dollars for hours. They actually want a meaningful work experience. They actually want to contribute. They actually want to feel like their work makes a difference. So organizations that invest time, energy, and resources into an effective, ongoing, and consistent employee listening strategy are going to be ahead of the curve. They're going to be able to retain top talent. They're going to be able to increase their engagement, and they're going to be able to create workplaces where people actually want to show up.